Hello, I'm Ryan and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm 39 years old. I'm a full-time PA or physician assistant, mother, and wife. My undergrad is in exercise science or kinesiology. The average American eats about 3,000 to 4,500 calories in one Thanksgiving meal. That is crazy. Oftentimes around the holidays, we forget about our goals and nutrition habits. People tend to gain weight. So I wanted to give you a few tips and ideas and suggestions that you can implement now going into the holiday season, and these are great things that you can use all throughout the year for you to help accomplish your fitness and nutrition and wellness goals. The first tip that I have for you is really listening to your body. Our body is incredible, and we actually have these hormones that are released in our body that help us recognize when we feel full and also when we're hungry. Oftentimes due to cravings, stress, or the hustle and bustle of everyday life, we ignore these signals throughout the day and forget about them and just eat because of cravings or mood or again that busyness of the day. And if we really slow down and tune into our body, we can come to realize that our body does tell us when we're hungry and when we're full. It takes about 20 minutes for those hormones to be released and go to our brain when we're full. So oftentimes when someone's really hungry or eat fast, they can eat a lot more food and then become over full and stuff because again that hormone has not kicked in yet and we haven't gotten that full signal. So I do recommend eating much slower. So setting your fork or your spoon down between bites, having sips of water between bites can help. The second tip that I have for you is avoid being extremely hungry. Often when people are expecting to eat a large meal, people will starve themselves all day in order to kind of save up those calories for that one big meal, or they eat very, very little bit leading up to that meal, and that's actually really terrible for our body. Going into extreme hunger like that and starving our body will lead to overeating and really wreaks havoc on our hormones and our metabolism. I like to use the hunger scale when it comes to my eating every day. This kind of goes back to listening to your body, and I like to think of the hunger scale on a scale of 1 to 10. So 10 is being extremely full, like too full, and 1 is being ravenous, so hungry. I recommend avoiding those two extremes. So you never want to feel that 1 and you never want to feel that 10. I personally like sticking around feeling, when I feel hungry, I like to be at that 2 or 3, even 4 mark. And when I eat, I like to feel about 7, 8 fullness. Stick to that hunger scale will help your body also realize and recognize those full and hungry signals. The third tip that I have for you is remember that it's not an all or nothing approach. A lot of times people go a little crazy when it comes to holiday eating because they think that this is a one time a year opportunity to eat as much as possible, to splurge on all of these foods, but really we can enjoy these foods and opportunities throughout the rest of the year. So this is not a healthy thought to approaching holiday eating. Now, it is okay to splurge on our foods that we enjoy every once in a while, but we want to be able to find balance between those healthy foods and unhealthy foods, eating more of those healthy foods more often and avoiding or limiting those unhealthy foods. So you might have heard about the 80-20 approach, eating 80% of your foods that are healthy, 20% of those processed, not healthy foods. I think that's a decent balance to have, and the holidays should be approached with that same mindset. Something that will help you with this balance is watching portion sizes. Oftentimes we overeat because our portion sizes have gotten much larger over time. We're kind of served these huge portions at restaurants, and also our package sizes are quite big. So what we think is a portion has gotten much larger with time when actually our portion sizes of what we should be eating for food is quite small, especially if we're picking a food that we know is not healthy, desserts, higher fat foods, processed foods. We really want to make sure that if we are splurging on that food that we stick to 1 portion size and try not to overeat, because that's going to lead to a lot extra empty calories, not healthy for our body, and likely lead to weight gain. When talking about portions, something easy and quick to remember is that when we're having meat like chicken, turkey, that should be about the size of your palm, or a deck of cards is something that you can compare that 1 serving of meat to. 1 serving of mashed potatoes is actually half the size of a tennis tennis ball. So when you think about it, it's actually quite small. And if we're indulging on pie, one piece of pie should be about the size of a standard light bulb. I also recommend eating off of smaller plates. When we put a portion on a very large plate, it will look smaller than if you pick a smaller plate and put that same portion on that smaller plate. So it's a mind trick that you can play. Have your one meal off of a smaller instead of a large dinner plate, and that should be plenty of food. And again, try to avoid going back for seconds to help you maintain your weight and help you achieve your fitness and health goals. The fourth tip that I have for you is bringing a healthy dish to pass. I am an extremely picky eater. So over the years, I have really tailored my nutrition to eat what fuels my body, what makes me feel good, eating foods that are gonna give me the best benefit for my health. Whenever we go to a family function or a get together, especially if I know there's not gonna be any healthy options, I like to make up and bring something that I know for sure that I can eat that will be healthy for me and again, make me feel good. One of my favorite go-to is a salad. There's so many varieties for salads. Another go-to that I like bringing is a healthier dessert option. I love sweets. So if you've seen any of my other videos, you will know that I have a sweet tooth, but I like to choose healthier options when it comes to splurging on sweets. And I think as our society has evolved to focus more on nutrition and healthy eating, we do have a lot healthier recipes and options for those treats. You know, when it comes to pumpkin, you know, the classic go-to for Thanksgiving is pumpkin pie, but there's actually a lot of healthier dessert options that we can make with pumpkin. Sometimes if I know there's going to be a healthier meal, but I am craving desserts, I will bring something healthier for a dessert. The fifth and final tip that I have for you during the holiday season and always is to remember the true meaning of your holidays and for your get-together. Often when we gather for the holidays, much of the focus is on food, when in reality, what we're truly gathering for is for time with our loved ones, with our friends, with our family. And that is the true meaning of the holidays, is that connection with other people, gathering and socializing and loving others. Take the focus away from the food. Yes, we can have food there. We can enjoy a meal together, as that's usually part of culture and family too. But also remember that shifting that mindset to activities, time with the loved ones is really what's important. So some other ideas that I have for you, maybe seeing if the family or your friends want to go on a walk together, or you could sit down and enjoy playing some games together. One of my family's favorites is we do minute to win it games. So we'll just look up online, gather the supplies and sit down and play those games for an afternoon together. It's lots of fun, lots of laughter, sometimes embarrassment. Another idea, maybe just sitting down and coloring together or crafting, making a quick and easy little craft project for the holidays. I really hope that you found these ideas helpful and that you can at least take away one thing to implement for your holiday season. Please let me know if you use any, if you have any suggestions, comment below. I would love to hear from you. I hope you have a wonderful holiday season. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.